All right, good morning, my wonderful students. We are back again today, history class for JS2, and today we are continuing with another empire. In the last classes within the last term, we have been seeing Ghana Empire, and we are going to see this time around Mali Empire, another important empire in West Africa. All right, so the objectives of this lesson is that by the end of the topic, it is expected that the students should be able to discuss the tradition of origin of Mali Empire. Should also be able to discuss the rise of Sundiata Keita. Whenever you mention Mali Empire, the first name that comes to your head is Sundiata Keita. That's the most important king of Mali Empire. Then also, we also expect that we be able to mention the achievements and contributions of Sundiata Keita in the rise of Mali Empire. So we quickly take off with the tradition of origin. You know, whenever we are discussing an empire in history, the first thing that should come to a student's mind is this. First of all, who are the people that made up the empire? Then, how did those people come into existence? So, whenever you talk about, for instance, Kanem Bonu Empire, you talk about the Kanuri people. It was the Kanuri people that made up the Kanem Bonu Empire, and we traced the way they came into history from the Zahawa coming to the Sao land and so on and so forth. In that same way, the people of Kangaba, these are the people that own the Mali Empire. So Mali Empire originated from the little Malinke kingdom of Kangaba. Malinke is, you just write Mali and put NKE. So this little Malinke kingdom made up the Mali Empire. Now, how did the Kangaba people come into existence? The kingdom came from the unification of small villages called Dugu. So the villages came together, Dugu came together to form this little kingdom called Kangaba. And these Dugu people were led by local chiefs that were known as Dugutigi. These chiefs governed the small clans of Dugu, and then they came together and formed the little kingdom called Kangaba. Then one of the chiefs of these clans, the chief of Keita, was the one who became the first ruler. And what did he do? Like just every ruler would do in those days, he established his dynasty to continue the leadership in Kangaba. And his dynasty became known as the Keita dynasty. So the Keita dynasty. And that same particular ruler was the one who moved the capital of Kangaba from the first location, Jeriba, to Niani. Nayani. So this place is somewhere near where we know today as Bamako. Bamako is the current capital of Mali today. So Nayani, this king, we were not told his name. This chief of Keita clan was the one who moved the capital from Jeriba to Nayani. And that is where we know today as the official capital of Kangaba or Mali Empire. Okay, so the early kings of Kangaba were not known in history. But according to a Muslim scholar, the name of the Muslim scholar is Sheikh Uthman. This is a very recurrent name in our history studies. He wrote extensively about so many ancient empires. So Sheikh Uthman said that, so from his writings we could gather that the first king of Kangaba to be converted to Islam was Baramendana. Don't be afraid of the names, please. And this king lived around AD 1050. So this man, Baramendana, was the first king of Kangaba. Of course, he is from the Keita dynasty. He was the first king of Kangaba to be converted to Islam. That's the only history we know about the ancient kings of Mali Empire, or Kangaba, so to say. And this history came from the writings of Sheikh Uthman, a Muslim scholar. So let us look at the rise of Sundiata Keita. How did this great king, this most prominent king of Kangaba or Mali Empire, come into existence? How did he come into light in history? Now you are going to follow the story very well, otherwise you may be thrown off balance. And I know that you have your pocket jotters with you, because some of these names are very foreign to you. You have to take them down and be reading them often. So let us see historically how Sundiata Keita came into prominence. First of all, we have talked about how the people of Dugu, or the small clans, came together to unite and form what we know today as Kangaba or Mali Empire. So now, after this unification, they did what? They grew strong. They grew strong, and they started being prominent in the history of those days. So because of this strength that they gathered, you know what gives an empire strength is, first of all, military might, then economic prowess. If your economy is good, if your army is good, then the empire comes into prominence. We have studied some of these things in the past. So now, because this Kangaba started growing strong, or waxing strong as the case may be, a neighboring king of the empire called Sumanguru. So Sumanguru was the king of Kanyanga. Sumanguru, king of Kanyanga. So this Sumanguru, of course, when we were studying Ghana Empire, we met this man, Sumanguru of Kaniaga. He was the man that conquered Ghana. So after conquering Ghana, because Kangaba was becoming prominent, he turned attention to Kangaba, and he came with his soldiers to Kangaba. Of course, being a very strong king, Sumanguru of Kaniaga conquered Kangaba. So when he conquered Kangaba in 1224, in the year 1224, we studied what these kings did in those days whenever they conquered an empire. We said that what they will do is that they will convert that empire or state to a vassal state that will start paying them what we called tributes. And most times they will send the reigning king into exile, especially if the king tried to resist the conquer. So that was what actually happened in Mali Empire. The current king in those days was Famahan. So I said that the Keita king ruling the Kangaba Empire in those days was Pamahan. So this king was sent into exile by Sumanguru of Kaniaga. So when he was sent into exile, he left the empire and left his family at the mercy of Sumanguru. So what did Sumanguru do? Sumanguru killed all the members of the royal family, all the members of the family of Famahan, and all the people that could have succeeded in the Keita dynasty. So, but he didn't kill all of them. He left two people. He left, the first person he left was a cripple, known in those days as Marijuta. The cripple was known as Marijuta. It was this cripple that was later known as Sundiata. We will come to that anyway. So he left this cripple, Marijuta, and his half-brother. He left his half-brother also. The name of his half-brother is Dankaran Tuman. I hope you are following progressively because the history is progressing. Okay. So this Dankaran Tuman was the half-brother of Marijuta, later known as Sundiata. So it was this man that Sumanguru made the king of the empire. So Sumanguru made Dankaran Tuman the king and left also his half-brother who was a cripple, Marijuta. Now what happened later? After about 7 years, this Marijuta, by that time he was now officially known as Sundiata. He regained his working abilities. He started to work. And when he started to work, he started gathering young people. And they formed a very big army, a very strong army. Then Sundiata now became a great warrior and an athlete also. Then he became very popular in the empire to an extent that his half-brother, Dankaran Tuman, who was the king at that time, started being jealous of his popularity. So, and you know, once you start being jealous, what do? You start looking for ways to murder that person or assassinate that person. So, because of the threat to his life, Marijuta or Sundiata fled from the empire in the company of his mother, whose name was Sogolon. This was his mother. So he fled with Sogolon, his mother, to a very distant land, so that his half-brother, you know what is half-brother? In those days, they married up to 4 or 5 wives. So maybe from the same father, not from the same mother. So that was the case then. So because Dankaran Tuman was trying to kill Sundiata, Sundiata fled with his mother, Sogolon, to a very distant land. And then, remember this man was the man who conquered the Kangaba Empire, Sumanguru, king of Kaniaga. So because he was ruling the empire with oppressiveness, he was oppressing the people. The people now started rebelling against him when Dankaran Tuman was still the king. Of course, Dankaran Tuman was a puppet leader. You know what a puppet leader? A puppet leader is someone that works. He was working for the Sumanguru. But the people started rebelling against Sumanguru. What happened? Sumanguru came the second time. Now, when he came the second time, he wanted to finish everybody. And Dankaran Tuman fled. He went into exile. So Sumanguru conquered Kangaba for the second time. Then Dankaran Tuman went into exile. So later, The people reorganized themselves and they went and brought Marijuta, Sundiata, from exile to come back and become their leader. So that's how Sundiata Keita became the leader of the empire. Is that clear? So let us look at now the achievements that Sundiata made as the leader of Mali Empire. Number one is that he regained the independence of Kangaba from the Susu kingdom of Kanyanga. So when Sundiata came back, remember we said that he grew into a very strong warrior. So when he came back to the empire and became the king of Kangaba, he conquered this man, Sumanguru. He chased Sumanguru out of the empire and regained the independence of the empire. Number two, he converted the small Malinke kingdom, known then as Kangaba, into an extensive empire known as Mali Empire. So remember, when we started, we said that Kangaba was a little Malinke kingdom. But what did Marijuta do? Now he was officially then Sundiata Keita. So what did Sundiata Keita do? He started conquering neighboring states, neighboring empire, and united them so much that Kangaba, that was a little empire, now became a very, very extensive empire, a large empire, popularly known as Mali Empire. Number three is that Sundiata Keita established an efficient administration which ensured peace and prosperity in the empire. So he was leading very well. He organized the political system of the empire so much that there was great peace and prosperity in the empire. And finally, Sundiata took measures to improve the economy of the empire. So he started engaging in trade. Remember what we said about trans-Saharan trade? Looking at the location of Mali Empire in the map of West Africa, you can then figure out what it will take this man, Sundiata Keita, to put Mali Empire into the economic map. So because somehow it is a bit very distant from Sahara Desert. So to engage in trans-Saharan trade was a very, very big achievement for Sundiata Keita. So all these measures, including the empires he conquered that we are paying tributes to Mali Empire, all of these things helped to do what? Boom the economy of the empire. So next time, from the next class, we continue with the successors of Sundiata Keita, and we see the rest of the history of Mali Empire. Thank you.